happening? What's happening?
Oh, what's up, brother from another mother? Y'all don't even know how long I've been trying to get this man to get on this live with me. We ain't gonna
You know,
talk about that though.
I got stage fright.
Yeah, right, right. Stage. Okay, we'll take it. We'll take it. We ain't gonna talk about the past. We here now, family. We here now, family. Because I'm gonna tell y'all something about this young man. He been inspiring me since we were kids. Just inspiring me since we was kids. So uh, this young man is Mr. Kevin Harris. If you don't know, you will know by the end of the night.
Don't make me shed a tear on here. Don't make me shed a tear on here.
I'm gonna try to help you keep your cool points. I'm gonna try to help you keep them. Mr. Kevin Harris, man, let me tell y'all something. I've known this young man. I think I probably was about seven to eight, maybe 7 to 8, about 7 to 8. I think I was somewhere off in there. You know, one of the fellas from around the way. He's around the way because I'm on around the way for life. I just throw that in there.
Mm-hmm.
One of the fellas from around the way. We grew up in Baltimore, Maryland. If you don't know, over in that Park Heights and Queensbury area, the 21215. We represent us, and look, we represent us all day. And so, you know, for real, over there, when you grew up, we grew up back in the day where you could play in the street. You know, we was riding our bikes up and down the street for a little while. And then, you know, one summer we was all outside playing. And then the next summer, you know, the fellas, only the boys, the girls didn't do this. The boys, they was selling. They was on the corners. They was on the corners. They was doing their thing. And that's one of the things that happens, you know what I'm saying, in the city. That's just straight up. That's one of the things that happens in the city is, you know, the fellas, they just, you know, they get caught up in that life. And so I want to talk to Kevin tonight because I remember praying for this young man. Like Kevin went to jail and he was like, oh my God, he's gonna be in jail forever. I was like, wait a minute, how long he got? How many years? Oh my Jesus. We're gonna be grown. Oh my God. So I remember just praying, and you know, some things that happens when a lot of people go to jail. I mean, sometimes you get caught up in the system, and people get stuck. People just get stuck. I mean, I think that just is what it is. They get stuck in the game. And but this young man, it's my brother from another mother. He decided to change his life around. So I want to go back though. We're gonna start way back at the beginning. We're not gonna start right now because it's gonna be amazing what he's done. We're not gonna start right there. We're gonna go back to the beginning. I want you to tell me about those days. Cause you remember, I remember it was like one summer we was playing. Like everybody was, you know, high and go get it and stuff, you know, in the streets. High and go seek it supposed to be, but you know, we was in the city, so it is what it is.
It was wild. It was wild. Yes, indeed.
We was
It was
playing in the
definitely wild.
streets. We was playing hopscotch, jumping jacks, doing all the stuff, and then what? Y'all was like next summer. Y'all was grown, 14, grown. What happened? What happened, Kev? What happened?
I guess it was more so like the guys that was around there. You seen them because we ain't had no women back then. We ain't had no girls
Right.
chasing us. So all the
Right.
guys around there that was outside, they had all the girls, all the cars, and all the fancy
Right.
clothes. So
Yeah.
I wanted that life.
Right.
I
Right.
wanted that life. So I became attached to what they was doing, got more familiar with them, and I ended up in there.
And these
I
were
ain't had
all
my
the
own
older boys
name
on the
yet.
block. He talking about all the older boys around the way, because you know we were young. So,
Yeah.
and I'm younger than them. So you know I was real young. They was, you know. But
Yeah.
yeah, so y'all 14. I'm still, hey, Stash.
What up, Steph?
So it really was. It's kind of like, you know, that life you see on TV. It's like, hey, you know what I mean? They got the cars, they got the girls, they have money, and you
And
know, it's just
every child, every young man that don't have wants that kind of stuff if they don't have somebody in their life that's gonna guide them the right way. See,
exactly.
I think I would have turned out a little different back then if I had that guidance. I had to take the rough path to get to
Right,
where I'm. So
right. So at that time, you lived with your grandmother.
Mm-hmm.
And your granddad.
And I got into selling drugs. Went from selling drugs to using them.
Yeah.
Went to jail for over 10 years.
Man, it was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. I,
Look, if it was terrible for me, I imagine how you felt.
when I came home, I felt like I had to get involved in something different because if I didn't, then I would go back that route. So I got involved with the truck driving thing. And I
Yeah.
graduated in 2002.
And so
And
back up real quick, because I remember we was talking about this before, because what I feel like, it always takes one person, right?
mm-hmm,
I feel like it's either going to be that one person that's going to take you to the left, it's going to take you to the right. And it really depends on, like you said, from the,
mm-hmm.
so when you came home from jail, who was that person for you? Like, what happened that you was like, I'm not doing this no more? Because it had to be like, it's one person.
It wasn't even really a person. It was my son. Just like, cause I ain't have a high school diploma, so I went back to school to get that. Cause I'm like, how can I teach my son? How can I tell my
Yeah.
son you
Right.
got to go to school if I don't have mine? So I went back and got mine so I can have that conversation.
Surely, surely,
So
surely.
it wasn't so much of somebody persuading me to go that way. It was me, because no matter what somebody tell you, if
Right.
you not ready to change it, you can
That's
have
right.
45 people in your ear, and it's still gonna be the same
It's
thing.
not gonna matter. Yeah,
You,
that's
you
real
got
talk. Yeah.
you gotta want to change.
Yeah.
And as I was getting high, I wanted to change it, but I didn't have that foundation. I didn't have people behind me pushing me, so
Right.
I had to push myself.
Yeah. Yeah. It really was. My girlfriend always say, you know what I mean? You gotta get sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
definitely,
saying?
definitely.
You had
Mm-hmm.
enough time to think about it, huh?
That's over 10 years. Over 10 years.
I was like, yo, oh my God, we're gonna be good tomorrow. Jesus Christ. Stout said, led by example, self-motivation made others think about that too. You move more than that, more than you know. That's true, Stout. That's true.
I
So
still hear to this day about. Matter of fact, the other day a guy told me. He said, "I ain't never tell you this, but
hey,
I ain't never tell you this, but I watch all your moves. I watch how you came home and you
yeah,
got in trucks, how you bought your first house." I said, "You really been paying attention?"
right, right, right. That's one thing I always say. Like, you never know who's watching you. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like, when I said something to you, I was like, you don't know. Like, I literally remember, like, that really bothered me. I remember, you know what I mean? Like, that hurt me to my heart. So I was just like, man, like, I literally had you on the altar. And then when you came home, it's like, it could go either way. You just never really know. You know what I mean? And so I think, especially because I didn't know about the in depth of it all,
Mm-hmm.
and the battle, I feel like because you had, and Be More, it's just, I think the drugs is almost, it feels like it's just almost inevitable sometimes for people, right? Especially
Mm-hmm.
when you're going through and like you said, you don't have the guidance or whatever. But I know people that have the guidance and they still get caught up. And so I think it's just that thing that happens, you know what I mean, in the city. And so you had all of this stuff as a black man up against you, all of this stuff up against you, and yet and still you pushing through. Okay, so you ready? You come home. Look, I ain't going back.
Right. I said, I got to do what I got to do. I took a job making $8.50 an hour. I wasn't used to that kind
Wow,
of money, but I
wow,
refused to go backwards. So I had to do what I got to do. So as time
yeah,
went on with the trucking thing,
yeah,
I liked it because I don't really like nobody over my back pretty much watching me what I do. So I'm not the office type.
surely,
So I stayed in the trucking thing for years and years and years. And then now I own my own trucking company.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's boss right there. That's boss, baby. That's boss right there. Tell me. So, what made you even take that jump? Like, what made you? Because, like you said, you were doing this for years and years and years. So, what happened that you was like, you know what, I need to get my own. What's up? What happened?
because I feel like I'm getting older. So
Yeah.
I want to eventually fade into the background, but I'm gonna need this money to still come in. So,
I know that's right.
so when I
I know
decide to
that's
get
right.
out of it, my son already said he'll jump in there. My brother said he'll jump in there. So it's pretty much going to turn into a family business. I'm gonna have them all on the
That's
straight and narrow
beautiful.
soon.
I like that. Hey, mom in here. Hey, mom.
Hey, you know what I'm saying?
Yes. So I think that's amazing because just like you said, think about if you would have came home and went back out in the streets, and then your son watching,
Mm-hmm.
your baby's watching. You know what I mean? Just like you said, that justification, like how are you going to say one thing and you doing another thing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I think like even people that you don't even know. You know what I'm saying? People that might not, you might like Shorty came and said something to you the other day. There are people watching you will never know. You know what I
That's
mean?
it.
That's something that I'm realizing. Like you never know who's watching you and who and how you show up. You know what I mean? How you show up every day. And so it's like the ripple effect. I'm looking at things now like the distance. You know what I'm saying? So the ripple effect of that thing, that's
Mm-hmm.
like generational.
Yes,
So now
indeed.
you talking about a family business. You
Mm-hmm.
talking about creating generational wealth. So now
Mm-hmm.
when you gone, your baby's got something.
Exactly.
And how amazing is that for a little black man from the 1-5? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
how amazing is that? Like
Yes,
that
indeed.
legacy is something instead of the legacy of my dad went to jail and so did I, and we both was on drugs and we both got shot and we both died. You know what I'm saying? Like, ain't that the story?
It's
That's
crazy.
the
It's
West
crazy.
Side story.
See, I'm a firm believer. Well, I didn't start out like that, but I'm a firm believer in it now. Like you gotta lead by example, because if you don't, you can't say smoking weed is bad for you while you smoking the blunt. You
Right,
can't you
right,
can't because that's a mixed message. Like, well, you doing it, and if your kids love you, your kids are really gonna like take a lot of the stuff that you do and
right,
possibly go that route.
right, right,
Cause they love how dad carrying it. They love how mom carrying it. Like,
right.
and if they out of like that, they gonna follow you. You might not see
Exactly,
it, but you believe.
exactly, exactly. Tell me a little bit about, because I have a lot of people out there, the opioid addiction, the drug
Mm-hmm.
addiction is real. You know what I mean? Like the numbers are, I mean, there's people out there that you wouldn't even think, you know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean, is out there getting it in. So tell me a little bit about that struggle and kind of how you made your way out of that.
Like I said, everything results back to first you gotta be mentally strong for that because that's what
Yeah.
that was my drug of choice. So you got to be mentally strong for that because if it can take one little thing to send you
Mm-hmm.
right down there. And I almost went that route when I tried
Mm-hmm.
to do back somebody broke in my house and stole a lot of stuff. I said people don't want to see me doing good. I might as well go back to get high. And on
Right.
my way to go get high,
Mm-hmm.
something clicked. Like, no, that ain't you. What you need to do is you need to bounce back and show whoever stole all of that stuff from you that it didn't hurt you.
Right.
And I turned
Got
around
you.
and went in a different direction.
Man.
Because a lot of people they talk. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I'm so this, I'm so that. But they be the same people that want you to fail.
Right. Right.
So I
Right.
use them as my motivation.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Oh my God, I'm so glad you turned that car around. Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I'm so glad you
I
turned
almost
that
went back
car
that
around.
route.
I
And
think it's
and
one
what
of
started was being around guys who was doing it, but they was the popular guys. They was the guys that all the chicks wanted, but they was doing it.
right.
And I fell into that trap with them. So
Yeah. Yeah.
a lot of people don't believe that I ever went down that route.
Oh, I know you well enough to know ain't nothing to be lying about. Look, that ain't nothing to be lying about. Not where we from. That ain't nothing to be
Right.
lied about. No, that ain't the thing to choose. Stay out the door. That ain't the thing to choose. Thank you, Stoush. Thank you. Mom said, yep, that's right. Turn it around. Preach, Kevin.
I'm
Stoush
trying. I'm
said, keep
trying.
doing bigger, better, moving things into high elevations. I know that's right.
Ever since Stasha became a school teacher, she's been using all these big words. Proud of you, Stasha.
Look, tell them, Stoush, you got to lead by example too. You got to teach the children. Get their thesaurus out. Use another word. Pick another word. But so, yeah, so that's one thing I was going to say about, people and the influence and the people that you are around. You know what I mean? So that means like, because I think one thing that happens, especially, from like where we from, you try to continue to hang and be around the same people, you know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's hard because once you start doing better and people are still doing what they've been doing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is like people will be like they happy for you, but I feel like the jealousy and all of that envy and all that stuff is real. Like I'm making the same choices that you could make. It's not anything special about me. It's just that I chose to do something different.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like you can get trapped in trying to keep up with what everybody's doing. But I feel like there comes a period of point in time where you realize you really can continue to do the same things and hang around the same people that you used to hang around. You know what I mean? I heard Steve Harvey talk about this real, like, you know, he talked about this. He put it like real simple, and he said he was like, he was trying to go back around the way, and he said, people was talking about him, man, you changed, man, you different, man, this. He was like, man, I'm in a different space. I'm supposed to change. If you still the same person that you were 10 years ago, something wrong. Like, ain't nothing cool about that. And I was like, that's right. You know what I mean? Like, if you still the same person, I know I'm not the same person I was 5 or 10, 6 years ago. You know what I mean? So I think that people try to, down you or make you feel bad because you're doing good. And it's just like, but I've learned to not worry about what anybody else's thinks. You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm in performance for a party of one. The man up above, everybody else is irrelevant. You know what I mean? As long as I'm doing whether he the only one watching me all the time. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, when you making those decisions, it don't matter what everybody else see or what everybody else say. You know what I mean? So what you think?
It's like my grandmother always told me. You can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink.
Ain't make them drink. Yeah.
Straight up. I preach to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Some take it, some don't. It's a few people that used to get high that I said something to that give it to me. Like, yo, if it wasn't for you, I would have never stopped getting high.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's possible. You just gotta a lot of stuff, businesses, jobs, different life. You gotta want it. You can't say I want $1,000,000, but you home playing a video game all day.
Surely.
It don't work like that.
It don't
You
work
got to
like
go out there and get it.
Surely. Surely. I mean, it's really just as simple as that. It really is just as simple as that. I think the other part too is that at some period of point in time, Dad used to say, "Plan your work and work your plan." You know what I mean? Like you got to get your little plan together. It's not all going to happen at one time, and it's not going to happen fast. I think that's the part that happens to the guys around the way, people on the corner, and people from the city. That life, is fast money. You know what I mean? You see it as fast. I can go hustle and I can go get this real quick. You know what I mean? You could be outside all day and make you some change. You good. You know what I'm saying? You could have been broke this morning. Make you some change. You good. But what's the downfall of that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Seriously. Straight up, looking over your back all day, like all day. Looking over your back
Mhm.
all day, every day. How much peace you have. You know what I
Pops
mean?
used to tell me, Pops used to tell me, you street smart. And just
Mm,
imagine how dangerous you would be if you added book smarts to that. He used to tell
right.
me that all the time. But back then I went, Pops,
I remember
go
him
ahead,
saying
Pops.
that to you. I remember that. Yeah.
It didn't click back then.
Yeah.
But he helped me out a lot. He helped me out when I first started trying to get my credit straight to buy my house. He helped me.
Yeah.
I went to him for a lot of advice on how to straighten that out.
Yeah. South said, write it out, believe in what you wrote, speak it, read it out loud, watch it manifest. I know that's right, South. I believe in that Habakkuk 2:2, honey. Write that vision and make it plain, baby. That's it. That's it
Mm-hmm.
right there. Write the vision and make it plain. So now tell me, okay, we moving on up. We moving on up. Now before you made this decision, I guess it's been a couple years back. I said I was on Facebook scrolling one day and I seen Cat behind the DJ booth. I was like,
Oh yeah.
wait a minute. Let me check it out. Let me check it out. Now that part just caught me by surprise. Since I was like, wait a minute, this man I stepped all the way out the box. Cause Cat, for real, you like the cool, quiet dude with a drink in your hand. You ain't dancing. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? You ain't doing none of that. You ain't even doing a little two-step. You just chilling and looking.
Right.
See, really got some what? Tell me how that came about. Cause I was like, man, that's a good look right there. That's a good look.
I always wanted to do that. I
Really.
always wanted to do it. But I tried it back then, but of
Mm-hmm.
course I was using the drugs, so the drugs took over. But I
Sure.
said I'm gonna try it again.
Yeah.
One day I was just sitting in the house and I seen somebody go live and he was DJing. I said, you know what? If he can do it, I can do it too.
I know that's right.
I'm gonna try it. And I just started practicing. I used to sound like some trash sometimes. But I kept I kept working on it and working on it and working on it. I mean, that's with anything. You might start off a little bumpy, but if you
Surely.
continue to work on it, work on it, work on it, it'll smooth out eventually, and
Surely.
just go from there. So now I did a party down Drew Hill Park Saturday.
If I say you doing events and everything, I'm like, check you out. Look like that. Check you out.
I got a few more coming up. I got some weddings. I got some 50 and over parties.
I know that's right.
I'm gonna get it by any means necessary, as long as it's legit though.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the part right there. And that's the thing. It's just like, that shift of mindset. And that's been my whole thing this year. From the beginning of the year, I realized I said that's gonna be my mantra for this is 2021. It has to be a shift. Cause I just
Mhm.
feel like you can be stuck in anything. But once you shift your mind and you start taking them steps, it might take you a little while, but you know what I mean? Just keep walking. You know what I mean? You're
Mhm.
going to go through some darkness. You're going to get it right. You're going to get it wrong. Just keep walking, man.
Mhm.
Even if you got to slow down a little bit, okay, that's cool. Keep walking,
Yeah.
you know? And man, look at you, boy. I'm so happy I can't stop smiling. I'm like, oh, I'm so happy I can't stop smiling. This is amazing to me. I just love it. I just love it. And then mom said, that's right. Keep trying until you reach your goal. I know that's right. I was watching this. What you just said reminded me of this thing. I can't remember what I was watching the other day. Some motivational speaker or something. And the guy was talking about Michael Jordan. He was talking about how Michael Jordan didn't even make the team his sophomore year.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And I was like, the greatest of all time. And you talking about didn't even make the team. why is it so hard for men to go to the doctor, to get checked up, to follow up on their health? Why, man, is it so hard? So Roderick Chappelle is going to be our special guest tonight, and because I thought it'd be fitting too, because he's a man, of course, but
Most of the time.
more, but more importantly, he's a man who was running away from his health for a long time, and so can really speak on it. And so I find his story to be very interesting and also inspiring at the same time. And so, Mr. Roderick Chappelle, how are you tonight?
I am very, very well. Thank you for inviting me in. And I don't know if people realize or understand what a jewel they have having access to you. You
Oh, you're so
are
sweet.
you are such a wealth of information and don't mind sharing it. I love your entrepreneur mindset.
Yes,
You're a good
thank you.
churchgoer.
I am. Got to get me some Jesus in there. I got to get some
Gotta
Jesus
get some
in.
Jesus in it. And I don't think people take, a lot of times when we are in a circle of influence and we give of ourselves, a lot of times people take advantage and take you for granted of your knowledge and your heart and the giving
Mm.
mindset that you have. So I want to commend you for, first of all,
Oh,
doing these type of platforms, and just for being you. Thank you. You're
thank
awesome.
you. Thank you, honey.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you. I think
It's
awesomeness.
been a long day. I'm just walking through the door, right?
Oh, I've been in the door about 20 minutes. I beat you. Maybe 40
Yes.
because I've eaten something, so maybe 40. Thank you,
All right.
Yuri. It's
Well,
so sweet, boo.
yeah, yours a sweetie pie.
So,
That's what.
yeah, that's my honey. So, I have a couple of statistics. This is really, really interesting.
Oh Lord, this ought to be
And
interesting.
so, this is going to be interesting. So, I pulled this from Cleveland Clinic, did a survey, and they surveyed 500 men. Their ages range from 18 to 70 across the United States. And so this is crazy. It said 60% of men don't go to the doctor. 60%. And so it's kind of always a general thing out there where they say men don't go to the doctor and don't follow up. But
Right.
but these statistics are um they are definitely out there. 60% of men don't go to the doctor. And what do you say about that? What do you say about that?
I say that those numbers are probably a little bit higher.
I'm sure they are. You're so
I
right. You're so
I
right.
say those numbers are probably higher, and I'm gonna tell you a couple of reasons why why I used to. Well, I can't say used to. I still am. Okay, even though I'm walking this journey, old
Yeah,
habits die hard. Okay,
sure.
and I think that for me, now this is just for me. I can't speak for anybody else.
Mhm.
When I was younger, my younger, well, my little sister, my youngest sister, and most of y'all know Veditra, she was a sickly child. I mean, she was just sick all the time, and we were always at the hospital and at the doctor for her. And
Mhm.
I watched what she went through when we were younger, and I never went through that. I can count on one hand prior to 18 years old how many times I've been to the doctor,
Mhm.
and one of them was for pneumonia, and the other one was for a broken leg playing football. So
You got healed quickly and you went about your business both
I got
times.
healed quickly. We're on about my business, but I watched I watched the hospitals and I watched the doctor's office when I was there. And what it did for me when I was younger, it caused white coat syndrome and a phobia for me to go because I saw every time my sister going, she was always in pain, and they end up
Mm,
you gotta go through more before you get better. I mean, it just is what it is.
right.
And I would
Right.
watch her, especially because she had a whole bunch of ear problems when we were younger. Well, both of us did, but she had the most severe, and I would see the things that they would do to her, and I was like, and even the few times that I was sick, I
Mm,
was like, well, no, I'm good. I'll be all right tomorrow.
Right.
So, for me, it caused, and I think subconsciously, it caused something within me to be like, okay, I'm gonna be all right. I don't need all
Yeah,
that right
I
now.
don't need all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right. And a lot of times I would really kind of, even when we were younger, I would just tough it out and be like, okay, well, my head might hurt, or because I played football, I always had a headache. And back then, you just walk around with a concussion. You just keep on playing. They didn't have any concussion protocols.
That's true.
I would pop.
And so let me
Yes.
go to some facts here. Um, Let me go down. Got my regular checkup. So normally, like I said, an annual appointment, a yearly appointment is generally what you want to get. Um, if you don't want to go every 6 months, most time your doctor will kind of okay that depending on what you have going on. But you should at least go once a year. Minimal, you should go once a year. Once a year, you want to at least get um, six things checked. So for men that are like 50 and over, you want to make sure you're getting your prostate checked. That's the biggest thing for men because
Right.
prostate cancer is one of those things. If it's like breast cancer, if it's detected early, the numbers are great. 1 out of 6 men are affected. You move forward, you get treatment fast, bam, it's over. It's like
Mhm.
a lot of the breast cancer things now. You find an early detection, it's wonderful. You go through treatment, it's done. But for those people that wait and don't know, when it progresses very fast. And so it's one of those things that can be, either a good story or be a fatal story. And so very easily preventable. Um, and that goes into this 40% of men wait until the problem or symptom is unbearable. 40% wait until it's a problem or it's just unbearable. And so that's the thing that we want to get away from. We want to get away from, if you have chest pain. I had chest pain one night. I was sitting up
Right.
thinking, I don't know how people do this for 3 days. I had chest pain one night, and I said to myself, I'm gonna wait and see how I feel in the morning. About 45 minutes passed, and I was like, nope, going to the emergency room right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Uh-huh.
there's no way that you can sit on chest pain for days, you know,
Right.
and like, oh, let me just see if it passes, because that's what you meant to you. That's what I hear. Oh, I'll just wait
Yeah.
for. I was just
It
waiting
is.
for it to pass. I was just waiting. I was just
And
waiting
it's
for it to
just, and sitting there in excruciating pain.
pass. Just for no reason, no reason at all. Like,
Right.
there's medication for that. We could have fixed that 2 days ago. So yeah. So
Anxiety. That. It finally came to me, Michelle. Anxiety.
oh, is
I
that
thought I
what
was
it is?
having anxiety. Thought I was having an
Anxiety
anxiety
attack.
attack.
Oh, okay. Bless your heart. Bless
Yes.
your heart. So another thing that men don't do when they do go to the doctor. So you get to the doctor, men don't tell the truth when they get to the doctor for some reason.
True.
You get to the doctor and you downplay everything. Everything
Mhm.
is downplayed. You know, the two biggest things that this article said that you guys downplay, if there's anything wrong with your penis, you guys downplay that. If there's
Oh,
anything
we're
wrong,
not we're not
any
gonna talk about our penis. That's not happening.
no, you don't
There's no
downplay your
problem there.
penis. You're gonna downplay the penis, any erectile dysfunction, any kind of sexual anything going on. Oh no, doc, I'm fine. And
Yeah.
so the biggest mistake with that is that what guys don't realize is that all of that is vessels, right? It's blood
Right.
flow. And so it's
That's
vessels.
all
And
connected with
so
your circulatory system.
it's all connected. And so if that's not working properly, that means that there could be some blockage somewhere else, which means that there could be another problem somewhere else. It's all
True.
like flashing light warning signs. And so that is one of your body is a beautiful thing. It will give you signals. It will give
Yeah.
you some signals to say something is wrong. And so a lot of times some people have type 2 diabetes, some
Hmm.
people have, like I said, some, blockage or something somewhere. It could cause a stroke or something like that.
Right.
Clots, blood clots, that type of thing. And so you really want to, that is not the time to be shy. That is not the time to, you done paid your good copay that you didn't want to pay.
Exactly.
That is definitely the time because, you know, all of those things, again, you found them early, they're preventable, but that type of stuff that sits around and you wait, you can cause yourself some unnecessary stress later down the line.
Very true.
So, and some of the times I'm trying to figure this out because generally men have male doctors. Like, why wouldn't you feel comfortable talking to your doctor about like erectile
Well,
dysfunction?
I can't speak for nobody else, Michelle, but I'm not
Okay,
I'm not comfortable telling anybody about my penis. You know,
you don't talk to nobody about it.
I ain't want
What
to talk to Jennifer about my penis. That's personal.
your wife, like your wife knows, like really, something's wrong.
I don't
Best
want her to
believe
know.
she's aware. That's funny.
We just that's
That's
just the way
funny.
we were. We don't want to talk to anybody about anything that could be potentially embarrassing.
Yeah,
Just is
yeah.
what it is.
I have a friend who had prostate cancer, and he, for whatever reason, like didn't do the proper things. Like afterwards, they tell you to watch pornos and everything because you got to get yourself back erect and get the blood flowing back down there again. That's the whole purpose. It's that you
Okay.
want blood flow right down there. So of course he's embarrassed about it. He doesn't do it. He's like, I'm a man of faith. I don't watch pornos. Blah blah blah. Like all of this stuff. Didn't do it. Now you fast forward. He didn't have a girlfriend at the time. So now you fast forward 2 3 years later. He's trying to be intimate with his girlfriend, and now he's not able to be because he never took the time. You know what I mean? And so it's like
Mm,
all of these things that are really preventable things or could have been preventable. And here you
right.
are now 3 years down the line thinking about it now, 3 years later. And so you have yourself in this unnecessary situation where you might have to have surgery,
Right.
and so it's one of those things. I always like to throw that in there because I'm just saying it's way easier to talk to your doctor about it on the front side.
It
Way
really truly
easier.
is. Yeah. And
Okay.
I think the older I get, the more I'm opening up. But
Mhm.
definitely when I was younger, oh no, that was not. I was not. When I go to the doctor, I'm like, yep, everything's good. Well, your blood pressure's high. We're gonna give you some medicine. Nope, I'm good.
Nope.
Your
I'm good.
cholesterol's
I'm
high.
good.
I'm good.
I'm good. I'm good. So tell us about some things that you have done along your journey to be on the healthier side now. Because at
One
that period
thing,
of time, excuse me, when your blood pressure was high, you were weighing how much?
um, officially 218 is what we logged. But I'm looking back at old pictures and I'm like, I had to be 230, 240, even 250 because I'm looking at it. I'm looking at these pictures. I'm like, that was a big dude back then. So I don't
Yeah.
honestly know what my biggest was, but
Mhm.
around 220 officially what is, because I used to avoid the scales just like
Right.
everybody else. I was like, I don't need to look at that scale. I know I'm fat.
That is funny.
But
But
the
that's true.
biggest thing that I think everyone, this is male, female, alien, cows, dog, whatever. The biggest thing, the thing that I see that we don't do enough of is drink the proper amount of water.
Yeah.
No, nobody's drinking the proper amount of water. And the moment that you start drinking the proper amount,
Mhm.
your body will be like, number one, whew, thank God you finally started giving me some stuff I need. And that's gonna be number
Definitely.
one. Number two, the weight, the excess weight is gonna start falling off.
Easy.
The water's
Yeah.
gonna start curbing your appetite. You're not
Mhm.
gonna eat as much because you're gonna be full of water. And you're gonna get some exercise because you can be in the bathroom every 25 minutes.
You crazy.
but but it's true.
That's funny. So one of
But
the
that
things,
that's one
guys, to
thing.
know, yeah, one of the things to know is half your body weight in water is, is what you want to drink. So if you weigh 100, 200 pounds, you want to drink at least 100 ounces of water, right? Yours said, me too. I
Daily.
still hate the scale. Yeah, and that is
Yeah,
that
so
is definitely on a daily thing. Now, it has been a lot of articles lately about what type of water to drink and why is it important to drink alkaline water. And now, you're doing this with alkaline water, and tell us why that's important.
Well, I've seen people I've seen people change their lifestyle with acidic water, and I've seen them do it with alkaline water.
Hmm.
What alkaline water does to your body, and Michelle, you can tell the folks better than I can.
Yeah.
Disease or disease cannot thrive in an alkaline state, in an oxygen state. Disease cannot thrive in that type of atmosphere. When you
Hmm.
and an alkalinity. When you start drinking alkaline water, you start eating alkaline food, it starts changing your body and making your body more alkaline than acidic. When your
Right.
body's acidic, disease will run rampant. All
Hmm.
right. So by drinking the proper water, by eating the proper foods, it changes your body to the point where you're becoming more alkaline, and you will notice it because your skin's gonna clear up, your eyes actually gonna turn white, your hair's gonna grow, your fingernails gonna grow. You're gonna start seeing the difference. You'll see it physically,
Hmm.
but you're gonna feel it as well, and it's gonna put your body in an alkaline state. And if nothing else, you're gonna feel better. You're gonna feel great. And I know we can't make any health claims, but I'm just telling you what I've seen in my own body with